So good morning students. Now today's we start the augmented reality example, but before start of this example by the use of the practical session, first I want to explain one last topic related to the augmented reality on the theory perspective point of view. So the last topic was discussed in the lecture was pinhole camera model. So in this pinhole camera model we have calculated the camera matrix as well as we have to calculate the calibration matrix also. So P is indicated as camera matrix and K is indicated as the calibration matrix. So what is the calibration? What are the methods residing the camera calibration, that we will discuss in our today's class, as well as we have to see one augmented reality example by the use of the Python language. So the today's topic is camera calibration. So camera calibration concept is very simple. Actually, calibration means we have to adjust the properties inside the camera. So properties like the parameters we have to adjust. So for the basic definition, the camera calibration can be understood as it is the meaning of determining the internal camera parameters in the form of the matrix. Means whatever the parameters the camera will take in terms of its rotation, transformation, scaling, xy coordinates, whatever it has to be plotted, it has to be understood by using the matrix, and this matrix is indicated by K. So the technical definition of calibration is calibrating a camera means determining the internal camera parameters in the form of matrix K. So how can you determine these internal camera parameters? So there are certain methods over there. So the first one is, you need two things in order to make an augmented reality project, an augmented reality application. You need two things. The first one is surface and another one is the object, right? So you need two things: a flat rectangular calibration object and a flat surface. So this entity, this one, is called as rectangular calibration object. So why it is called rectangular? Because this one object is also in the 2D format image. That's why we have to take the rectangular form. Now the second one is, we have to identify the sides of your rectangular object in terms of dx and dy. So that will be your second step. That is, you have to measure the sides of your rectangular calibration object by dx. This one is the capital Dx and d capital Y. Now also in the augmented reality, these two things are obviously very necessary, the plane surface and the another one is the object. But the third thing which is also a mandatory, that is called the camera. So now I am making this diagram and the camera is acting as my eyes, right? But for the computer there should be a separate camera for such that you can situate the position of that camera and you can view your augmented reality application in different rotations point of view. So the third things you have to mention the camera parameters. That's why camera calibration is taught in today's class. So place the camera and the calibration object on a flat surface. So in the Unity you will visualize that where is the camera and how to situate the camera. So place the camera and calibration object on a flat surface. Such that these two things must be parallel to each other. Yeah.
Ma'am, you are not recording the lecture.
No, I am recording. Yeah. Parallel and what I was writing, such that these two things must be parallel to each other. So how it is parallel? Actually, the camera position can be in two manners, right? In the upper view there should be camera, as well as in the parallel format, in the front format there can be a camera, right? So if the front format, if there is a camera is located over there, then we can say my object and camera positions are parallel to each other. And the situation of this camera, the position of this camera in such a way that the plotted object over the surface must be in the center. Now I am talking that this object should be in the form of 3D. So but I am only taking two coordinates, that is dx and dy. So where is my dz? Actually in the fourth point you have to measure the distance between the object and the camera, and that distance will be act as your third coordinate dz. Okay, so measure the distance from the camera to the calibration object and called as dz. Now the fifth one is, as I told you, we have to measure the sides of your rectangular calibration object in terms of dx and dy. So when your image in the rectangular form, so in the rectangular form inside there is one object, right? So according to that object we have to calculate the width and the height also, so dx and dy. So it is a small x and a small y, again you have to calculate. So two things have to calculate in terms of the camera, with respect of the camera, as well as with respect to the particular local object photo, that is dx and dy. So measure width and height of object in pixels. Dx and dy. Now, as I told you, camera calibration is used to calculate or manipulate the internal camera's parameter. So as you remember from my last lecture, I told you one concept over, that is called the focal length inside the camera parameter. So from there, by using the camera calibration, we have to calculate the focal length, that is fx and fxy, and it will depend on the object pixel as well as the rectangular calibration object side and your third coordinate, that is dz. Same thing you have to apply over the y also, dy and dz. So these are called the camera's internal parameter, such that camera can better visualize your augmented reality project in a 3D manner, otherwise it is not possible. So actually we are giving some knowledge, or we are giving some extra data to our camera, because in the human beings already we have ability to see any object in a 3D manner, but the machines do not have captured the image in a 3D manner. So we have to give that functionality to the cameras such that they can visualize the thing in a 3D manner. Now, pose estimation and markers. One second. हाँ, क्या हुआ? उधर उधर नीचे जहाँ विम पड़ा रहता है ना, विम बार, उसके नीचे बहुत सारे पैकेट्स हैं. So pose estimation, sorry for the interruption guys, and markers. So again the pose estimation comes from the homography, and markers is nothing but your plane surface. That's it. So for the homography, you have to implement the homography object and its a 3D point step by step. The first one is you have to apply the shift feature. After applying the shift feature, you have to apply the Rensek algorithm with the homography. Then you will get the 3D points, and then after the calibration parameters, calibration object calling, the calibration parameters you will get, and the last one is plotting the object over the surface. That's it. So for the technical point of view, I will write there such that you can write the things in the exam in a proper manner. So pose estimation is done by homography. That maps point on the marker in one image to their corresponding locations in another image. So as you know, in the homography we need two images. सो अभी जो हम ऑगमेंटेड रियलिटी का भी एक छोटा सा एप्लीकेशन बनाएंगे, उसमें भी आप देखोगे कि हम 2 इमेजेस ही लेंगे. And we have to use the 3D coordinate system. Why we have used the 3D coordinate system? Because we have to place 3D object onto the marker. We have to place 3D object on the marker. So in my example, my 3D object will be cube and the marker will be a book. So actually I am positioned a cube in front of the book. And how will we get the 3D coordinate system? We have to apply 2 functions over there. The first one is homography and the second one is calibration matrix. So for the marker, I am taking the image of the resolution 747 cross 1000. So now I am jumping towards the code such that you can better understand what I am talking about regarding the augmented reality. So in terms of the code only, further we will start the Unity 3D. So उसके बारे में भी मुझे कुछ डिस्कस करना है अभी, तो कोड रन कराने के बाद मैं आपसे डिस्कस करती हूँ. So I will share the code. The first thing are very similar that we already done in our previous lecture, like reading of the images. So you can say I am taking 2 images of the same plane surface, like the book 1 and the book second will be regarding to some modification of the book first. So there are 2 images, book 1 and again the second version of book 1 in the orientation point of view. So my first step is to detect the features. So features in terms of the key point as well as descriptors, detectors and the descriptors. So we apply the shift algorithm over there by using the Python language. So first you have to convert it into the grayscale images. So I have already converted. Then this is L0, D0 is my key points, detectors and the descriptors. So L0 is key point detectors and what are my descriptors? The descriptors is D0. So L0, D0 will be the key points, detectors and descriptors of the first image. The first image is which one? This one. Again for the second point I am taking L1 and D1 key point descriptors and the detectors for the second image, that is some tilt in the orientation with respect to the orientation. So after detecting of these key point features, I have to plot these key point features over the image such that I can see that what are the features and the descriptors inside my image. So these are the features and the descriptors you can see with the blue color. So after that I have to apply the homography. बट फर्स्ट आप इसको बाद में भी कर सकते हो, क्यू पॉइंट्स जो हम अलाइन करने वाले हैं बुक के ऊपर, पर मैंने उसका फंक्शन यहीं पे बना लिया है. सो डैट इज़ द क्यू पॉइंट्स बिकॉज वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द 3D कोऑर्डिनेट सिस्टम. सो दैट्स वाई बॉटम, टॉप एंड साइड्स के लिए मैंने ये एल्गोरिथम रन कराई है, ये फंक्शन रन कराया है. सो उसका जो कोऑर्डिनेट्स हैं डैट इज़ सी एंड विथ, जो कि मैं अपने मेन फंक्शन से दूंगी नीचे, वो मैं अभी मैं आपको बताती हूँ, दिखाती हूँ अभी. Now I am making another object im0 and im1 because I have to convert the images values into the form of array. So this is the method np.array and you have to pass the image object. So same thing you have to do for the im1 also. So my all the image pixels will be converted into the array form. Now in order to create the homography concept, first you have to take that key points which are perfect in nature. So you have to apply the brute force measure object. This one is already elaborated by me. And having distance you have to take, and all of the best distances I have to store in the pickle object. So pickle is the functionality provided by the Python in which you can dump all of the key point features such that you can use that feature once again if you run the code. So you do not need to compute again and again, because in the image processing type of things it takes lot of time. So there, in this case, there are only 2 images, but in the real time there are so many images with very high resolution. So that's why pickle concept is used over there, and it will be run on the first time. Now for the homography, as I told you, in the homography we will take 2 images and we have to match the key points between the 2 images. So the first image I am taking the source points, and for the second image I am taking the destination points as my variable. So for the source points I am taking only the key points detectors, that is L0 from the first image, and from the second image I am taking key points detector L1 from the second image. So I am not taking the descriptors, I am taking only the detectors only. Now I have to pass the source and destination point with the use of Runseq algorithm. So Runseq algorithm, just in order to provide more accurate fitting and mitigation to the error from the overfitting. That's why in order to make perfect model I have to use the Runseq algorithm as a parameter inside the find homography method. Then after that my homography matrix will be calculated. So my 2 things are done. The first one is homography and the first one is the SIFT algorithm and the second one is the homography. Now what is my last thing? The last thing is the camera calibration, because we have to visualize the object from the camera. So there is a my calibration method is over there. Inside the camera you have to import first the camera. The Python is already provided this feature to you, so I am importing import camera. So inside the camera there is one function, that is my calibration. So just call that function directly, you do not have to do anything in the manual feature, and inside this you have to provide the shape of your object. So in my case, in the array form I am taking the resolution of 747 into 1000. So now the Q points that I want to plot over the book surface, so I am giving the coordinates, that is 0, 0, 0.1 and 0, 1. So by using this function it will call to the upper one like this one, and my cube will be formed. So once my cube will be formed, my last thing will be placing this cube over my book surface. So once after from the my calibration parameters will be calculated automatically for the focal length, that is fx and fy, dx, dy and dz. All of the things it's calculated automatically. You can see there length of x, length of y and z scale. Now I have to plot that images. So for the plotted I have to use this pickle parameter that I already mentioned in the previous few lines above of this code. So from the pickle I will get to know the best features. Now this is the homography matrix that we have calculated, and the second one is, this is your object in the cube form, this is your surface, the book I have used, and this cube in the 3D format. So because my camera position is just upper side, that's why you not seeing this in a proper format. And now this is in the Trintil format surface. This one if you मैं आपको शेयर करूँगी कोड, आप जूम करके देखना. So यहाँ पे ये जो क्यूब है यहाँ पे सिचुएट हो गई है in the middle, and this cube in the 3D format. You can see in this example, you can see this cube in the 3D format, like all of the corners you can see over there. So that is a very simple example by using the Python language in order to create the augmented reality application. But in the real time, making of some real time object is not possible, you can say, but it is very complex by using of the Python language. So that's why the Unity 3D simulator, or you can say interface, is provided over there. So now I want to discuss some things over the Unity 3D.